Welcome back to the Scrap Forge, and Merry Christmas. Look, I can do props. I got all kinds of, but really guys, Merry Christmas. Welcome back. This is definitely a Christmas special because there's no way I'm getting another video out before the end of the year. That's not going to happen. But these guys are worth a Christmas special. This is some of the coolest stuff I've built. These two Mer-Bots just came out awesome. This is number 3 and number 4 of the Mer-Bots. My steel-plated spear-wielding assassin and my 4-armed typhoon-geared based warrior. I am really going to want some help naming these guys. So there's your prompts. Get started. Put it in the comments. So stay tuned, because halfway through, after his build, I'm going to have a big announcement, and it's going to be amazing. So that's it. I can't believe it's almost Christmas. We are not ready at all. Not ready at all. It's halfway through December. Oh my gosh. We have so much work to do. So I need to finish this video. Get ready for Christmas. I love Christmas. This is a great time of year. So sit back, enjoy this Christmas present from me to you. This is gonna be a good one. And I'm excited, and really excited for you guys all to give me a Christmas present. Like this video and subscribe to my channel and leave some comments. Crying out loud. I'm putting in a lot of work for this for you. You can do that. Man, I already did my call to action. Great. So the halfway through, we don't have to do that. Okay, let's get to it. All right, here they are, the Mer-Bot family. Look at that family. And this, for the time being, is Tidepiercer. Tidepiercer? I don't know. That sounds like a name. Maybe he's a Tidepiercer unit, and we'll call him Lance. Okay, let's say Lance for now. Okay, well, here I am. This is how I start. Basically, I realized the Mer-Bots are just bead bots that I learned from bill making stuff. The top half is just, I'm using the same techniques for bead bot making, and then just taking those rubber fish, those play fish. This is a swordfish body, and cutting them up, cutting off the heads, and then building a bead bot on top. Just not to 28mm scale, because I like to keep my eyesight and I don't want to go blind. So here I am. I've got the bead bot started. I've got the bottle scraps and things placed into this swordfish. I've even already started a little armature wire going through. Setting it, getting some beads on there, and I'm like, okay, this guy, I want him to have a spear, so I'm kind of figuring out with the wires. You can see putting his spear in his arms kind of in place, just see how I'm going to build him and just seeing how he looks. Mainly that's really all it is just kind of just checking your pose, getting it into place, which is why using wire is so awesome, because you can adjust it. It's much stronger, it doesn't break. And if you do drop it or break it, easily repaired, which I did do to this guy actually, and repaired it. So now I'm just kind of like, now I just need to fill in some gaps. So I'm making a piece to cover his elbow. Yeah, I made this little bead that looks like a little propeller thing. Just finding things that are cool. I'm starting to cut my EV foam, getting the EV foam on places where I know I'm going to be gluing things that I don't want them to fall off, because EV foam helps plastic stick together. And that's something we learned from Bill. Okay, here we go. So I've got my pieces out. There's a bunch of plastic, so I'm just going to blowtorch them. I use the more American style version of a blowtorch than the little flambe torch that I see other guys use. But yeah, that's just the way I do it. And so now I'm just going to start. I use a lot of hot glue, and I'm just starting, just because it's quick, it's easy, and I can make it. I can rip it apart real quick if I need to, and then I'll add super glue after. But hot glue is still a great. It's a little messy. You gotta clean it up, but it's still a great scratch building tool. I'd say essential, one of the essential tools if you want to scratch build. So now I am using some UV resin, and some super glue to start putting beads on. I'm making little engines here out of some toothpaste caps and spray bottle parts and some beads and gears, and I've got myself two nice little engines. I've got the EV foam in place, and putting them on. So you just see how, he's coming together so nice. When you know, I want him to be fast. I want him to be, definitely full of speed and maneuverability. So using the swordfish body and putting them together and getting them some some water turbo engines, whatever those are, I don't know, but something that just makes them just fly. And so I figure like these units could be used or were used. Maybe he's the last one, these Tidepiercer units, to be like the first ones just thrown in to kind of break up a line or to stop, being outflanked in a war, or just an assassin sent to go nail somebody, just like maybe the quick cavalry, whatever it is, obviously my big tank unit, Tidal Blow, would be more like the breaking through things. But anyways, I think it's cool to have these different units. So I want his head to sit nicely. It needs to look cool, it needs to look right. He is a robot, so he doesn't need to, I'm not trying to do human form too much, but kind of a good mix. So putting that bead on the end of that, and then just so I can set this I think it's a salt shaker cap or something I found at the thrift store, but it looks cool. So I'm sticking this on that bead. That's looking good. But I realized I didn't like the way the head was formed, so I'm just going to cut off his head. But don't worry, not permanently, but I'm going to cut it off just so I can position it at the right angle. He's got to have the right look, and so I'm cutting it off, and then just gonna re-put it in the hole, just make it to where I can set the right angle. Do I want his head down a bit? Do I want it up and looking? However I want him setting on his stand, that final pose needs to look right. So he easily adjusted once I cut the head off, and then I can just glue it all back together, no problem. But I'm really starting, I like the down. I like he's down, he's going, he's getting ready to take off and go quick. And so that's all part of dry fitting. I did that, I got it set, and then just put the glue back on there and dry it, let it set. A lot of scratch building is holding things while things dry. Super glue and activator works super quick. UV resin works really quick, and hot glue is actually pretty quick. You just gotta be patient for a minute and let it go. So this is early in the build, but man, I've got that propeller was a fantastic idea given to me by my buddies. We were sitting there trying to put this thing together. He goes, what if you had a propeller, and I don't know if he meant for it to be in between the tail and the body, but that's, once he said it, I'm like, that's where it's got to go. That's genius. And I actually threw one on Tidal Blow too, which we've already seen. But I was working on this first, kind of at the same time. But anyways, that's how it goes when you're building and things come up. But I think it looks great. Just holding it, you see me holding it a lot and holding it out, and just making sure it looks cool to me is key. So I built the spear, and Zach helped me build that spear, and that's mostly his, and it just turned out so cool. I think I abandoned mine and we're using his. But now I got to find a way to make him attach, so he's holding it. And so I cut off some, I think Buzz Lightyear hands of a Buzz Lightyear. Sid would be proud of me for that. And I kind of drilled some holes in the front and the back of the fist. And so I'm going to cut the spear and just slide it into the hole so it looks like it's gripping the spear. And that worked pretty good. I'd never done this before, but I thought, how else am I going to do it? And besides building hands is hard, and I didn't want to do that. And so this looks pretty good. It came together nice. So I'm just gluing the hand right onto the spear, both ends, and then I'll glue it back on the Mer-Bot, on Lance, and it turned out really good. I'm really happy. It looks good and natural. Plus, you're going to be covering up all the seams and stuff with EV foam and rivets and more pieces. So yeah, just holding it there, that looks great. He's coming together, and that's, for me, the rule of cool trumps everything. Making sure it looks cool is more than important than everything else. Building things is awesome too. Like I said, I could have built hands, and I would have if I needed to, but those were the right size. They looked good. Hey, there's my buddy helping me UV resin while I'm holding it in place. That black light dries it so quick, 5 seconds, and you're good. I really recommend, if you're going to really get into this hobby, hot glue, super glue is great, but you need to have UV resin and a black light. It just makes it so awesome, and it works so good on plastic. All right, so we're finishing up the spear. This is a good chunk of design and aesthetic, and he just looks so good. And then I always go back over everything and just kind of just drizzle super glue in all the cracks and just give it that extra strength, because you handle these things a lot and you do put stress on them whether you know it or not. But I'm just so happy with it. It just looks so good. So now I'm thinking, am I missing anything? And I'm kind of looking at that shoulder there. The shoulder's good, but I could add some thickness or some armor plating, or I was thinking if he's going to be wielding a spear, maybe getting him a shield or something. So I'm kind of just, as I'm building this thing, I'm thinking of like, okay, how is he going to, let's get some mechanisms on him. So I'm putting some gears on his shoulders and on his back. I love them on the back and the shoulders because it really just shows that movement of the arms. And I found this button, this thing or whatever it was, but I think it was part of a leather making kit to make some cool leather thing, but it made a perfect little arm shield, some armor plating on him. So I added that. And I'm like, I want to beef up that shoulder a little, just kind of make it look like he's, plated up, ready to really have some high impacts and fight. So I found some plastic. That's like a top of a pill, like one of those pill containers, but it just wasn't fitting quite right. So I just throw my heat gun on it. And plastic is, once you kind of reshape plastic, you can kind of get some of that you reshape it nice. I did that and it fit perfect. Really look good on there. And then I just stuck a gun on it because why not? These are warriors and they're not anti-gun. So I got a gun on him and that is looking fantastic. So once you get to a certain point, I don't really know what else to add. I'm happy with him. He looks good. So there's some prime. And man, priming, I've said it before, I'll say it every time, just so satisfying when you hit it with that prime and it just becomes this Mod Podge of pieces to one unified creation, and just looks like everything was made to go right where you put it. Now I'm just doing a quick dry brush to bring out back all the details of all the cool things I put on there. Dry brushing again, it's just so satisfying. So, I mean, I've said it before and people got mad at me. I'm not a very good painter. I'm not. When it comes to like really, really fine detail, but priming and dry brushing and then slapping a oil wash on it, I am good at that. Those are basics for model painting and hide a ton of mistakes and sins. So I think, I'm not a horrible painter, but I'm not a miniature painter. These guys who paint miniatures are just below my mind, how they can work on something so small and get such detail. But this is right up my alley. This is my size. I like the action figure size. That's good for me. I'm really happy with this. I'm going to stay in this. This is going to be my realm. And maybe one day I'll 3D print these, because now they got such high resolution scanners. You can 3D print them and make them miniatures and then paint them. But now, so I'm adding some greeblies. These are some cool little wings I got from Hobby Lobby. And so I'm sticking some wings on the side of his head. I carved down his fin to make it a little more streamlined. Got some Final Faction parts because I'm a scratch builder and we all have a box full of Final Faction. And they're kind of running out. I noticed my Dollar Tree doesn't carry much anymore at all, which is, I'm glad I have a whole box full. One day I'm going to be using my last Final Faction piece. But this is like a cool little knife and a cool little saw blade that was in one of the kits. And so I'm just going to attach it to his forearms. Add some more cool detail. Just these are robots. I mean, they are Mer-Bots, so they got all kinds of, and anything you can add on it is doable. And so I'm adding those two things. There's the saw blade, and like I said, it's rule of cool. If it looks cool, I love it. I'm putting it on there, and he's looking great. I did have to prime him again because I don't know, I wasn't happy with something. I don't remember what, but this guy's been build process has been like 3 months on and off, and I'm so glad I got him finished. I added that cool chain with some cool little medallions holding that chain on. Why? I don't know, but this looks cool. And now I'm starting to paint him. I am trying to add a little variety. All of my Mer-Bots have ended up kind of copper and black, but I'm going to change my mind. And so I think I'm going back over this with, I wanted like a silver-plated, steel-plated Mer-Bot. So I'm going back over all the copper, and I'm going with this steel plate, which was a great decision. He looks so much better. But the fins are part of the ecosystem. These fins have power and add to their biology, their biomechanical biology, whatever, and they add power and strength. So yes, the fins stay kind of coppery because that's their color, and that'll get into when I do the legends and lore. We'll get into that. So I'm doing everything with this steel plate, which I'm really happy with. He just looks so cool when he's done. And that's going to be his distinction. He'll be the one that's not really all copper and bronze, but whatever. I mean, I'm just making it up as I go. So he looks great. Just every angle kind of just shows the motion, the power of him swimming through the water. He has the appropriate amount of gears and added pieces. I don't think he's too overbuilt, and that's what I love about it. When you can just come out and stare at these guys, and you start just thinking about these stories start getting created in your mind. That's a really fun part of this creation process. It's not just building it. That's what happened. That's why the Broken Universe exists. It happened when I built the Iron Mother, that giant ship. I had that ship stuck in my head for years. And then when I started building it, man, this story just came in, and it just keeps coming in chunks, which I love. I just came up with a whole new chapter that I haven't even announced yet. I'm announcing right after I'm done with this build and of Lance here. And I got a whole new idea for the Broken Universe that I just came up with this morning. So that's great. This is my favorite part. This is oil wash, and just look at how much better it looks. I'm telling you, don't use any other type of wash. Get the oil paints, get the burnt sienna or the black, make an oil wash. It just makes everything look so flippin' good. I'm just so happy with it. And there's just a kind of a few final shots of him. We're gonna twirl him around. It's just such a great profile. He looks like he's built for speed. That propeller is huge and awesome. No idea how it works, but come on, I get to make it up as I go. He just looks great. And that coming right at you, that's a very cool looking, intimidating pose. Really happy with it. There's my toothpaste cap. Love toothpaste caps. And those gears, everything on there. And you can still see the fins of the shark, of the swordfish. It's just such a cool idea, just so cool. I really am so glad when I came up with this idea. Again, I don't know if I invented Mer-Bots. I still think I did, but whatever. This is, I never saw them before, and this is fun. This is not a Mer-Bot channel. These are my last ones. I'm after the Legends of Lore video, I'm done. Oh, that pose looks so good. Okay, come on, tell me that isn't a cool build. This guy just turned out so good. I'm just so happy with him. And yeah, AI still struggles with Mer-Bots. It just does. They're pretty complicated, but the better AI gets, eventually we'll be able to animate these guys, do some fun things. That's fun. That's what fun's about. Okay, so he's done. All right, we got to get serious here. Let me put on my Scrap Forge hat. Okay, you guys have waited long enough. My big announcement, my big build that I'm gonna do is gonna be the Emperor Titan from Warhammer 40k. The huge Titan with the citadel on his back, the big castle, all the guns. This is the guy I'm going to build. And I'm going to build him out of scraps and trash, scrap forge style building. And I'm going to do him for about 20 bucks. Well, Games Workshop charges $3,000 for their Warlord Titan, which is awesome. But $3,000, I'll build the Emperor Titan. I'm going to do it for $20. And I'm going to do it as a tribute to Studson Studio because of the inspiration I've received to start this YouTube channel and up my builds and my game, especially from his Howl's Moving Castle and the stuff he's building currently, his Power Rangers org. Those builds blow my mind. And his that Howl's Moving Castle, by far one of my favorite videos on YouTube. So that's gonna be my tribute to him. My Emperor Titan built in that style, mostly trash, scraps, and some good thrift store finds. And it's gonna be for about 20 bucks. So that's it. And it's gonna be epic and huge. And it's probably gonna be a 3-video series. Yeah, probably take about 2 or 3 videos to make it. And I've got so much stuff collected. I've been collecting for the last couple months because it's going to be cool. I'm going to build 2. So I'll build the Emperor and probably the Warlord. And I'll tell you what, if we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll do a contest, we'll do a drawing, and I'll give one away. And trust me, I do not like giving my stuff away. I love my stuff. I love the stuff I built. I do not like giving it away. But I'm going to build 2, and we'll do a drawing for 1. So that's it. Let's get back to this guy. Hey, look who got caught by the security camera. I knew Scrap Rat was still stealing my scraps. Dadgum Scrap Rat. Okay, here we go. Building this 4-armed robot, I knew that much, but I didn't really know what else I was going to do. And as I started kind of messing with these beads, which you need a lot of beads if you're going to build cool bead bots, and I have a lot now. But as I was building this, I kind of started thinking about my other Mer-Bots are kind of built for speed and power and stuff, but I thought this would be cool if I kind of geared him up, which I love gears, but kind of went a little crazy with the gears. Like his arms can shift gears to high gear for speed and low gears for power strikes, and he can change those individually and as he's fighting different opponents and multiple opponents, which he's made for. And so I wasn't sure I wasn't even sure I wanted to build a former Mer-Bot, but as I got into it, it was probably one of my favorites to date. I really had a vision. I knew I wanted him to be kind of like a samurai. I knew I wanted him to be just a little different, not built so much for speed, but just built for, really intricate with gears and power. And so that's what I did. It's going to be my last Mer-Bot, unless I do one of these Cretaceous. This is a crab build from Bill Making Stuff did. And he made this really cool looking crab machine. Oh yes, and I'm going to build the Queen. The Queen Mer-Bot is going to be in the Legends of Lore video, but I might build a crab version of the Mer-Bots. Maybe like a Mer-Bot on top and a crab body, because Bill just made his look so cool, and I'll probably just copy his pretty close to verbatim because he just made it epic. So anyways, I got this elongated torso. I'm putting in 2 armature wires for all the beads, so I can have the room for my 4 arms to pose them and make them look cool. And it's great to have a good bead box and collect these things. I'm cutting off more Stegosaurus plates, the plates in the backs of Stegosauruses. This is my right here. This is the main toy. I've been on all my Mer-Bots. I found like 3 of these I've used so far for all my Mer-Bots. I found another one. I always buy them now because I want to stock up in case I do more Mer-Bots. But those plates are the ones I'm using, and so that's a great little toy that right now at least is in thrift stores, especially Goodwill, because it kind of cycles once all the different people seem to have the same toys they're throwing away. But for the planet Arakia, these plates are very valuable because they add power. And so creatures, especially biomechanical creatures, seek out bones and these type of crystalline power plates, whatever they are, because they add to their power. And so it's part of the lore. So, that's why when I see one, I buy it. And so anyways, that's where we're at. And then I'm really loving this whole new thing of cutting the actual fish body, the whale body and shark bodies, like I did on my other one, cutting them and putting mechanical pieces segmented in between them. And now that I do that, I can't stop. My first one, I didn't do that. I'll probably have to rebuild Thaladin because I built him. He stayed a little small, but now that I kind of got this style of making him a little bigger, I'll probably need to redo him because he's getting a inferiority complex and doesn't like being around all the big bots. I kind of look down on him. I feel bad for him. I can do that. I'm going to redo him. Maybe not anytime soon, but maybe. So anyways, fitting pieces into this thing, you can see I've got some toilet paper or tissue paper stuffed in there because before I put the Mer-Bot together, I cut the head off the whale shark or whatever I'm using, and I stuff it full of toilet paper because it makes it more solid, because those things are pretty squishy when they're hollow. And so I stuff it and it makes it nice and firm, easy to work with. And now I'm just gluing in these mechanical pieces, that I find, these gears and things you find from different toys, and just kind of stack the body back together in these segments. And as long as it looks cool, the rule of cool is the rule I follow. And I think it looks really cool. That just looks like it's something that's supposed to be like that you would do when you're kind of Frankensteining a biological huge whale or shark with a robot. And now we got Mer-Bots. So I'm adding gears and segments, and he's supposed to be built for speed. And I had AI kind of goof around, say, hey, make him like a typhoon whirling, and that was when I hadn't even painted him yet, so he still was just kind of multiple colored in AI anyways, but that was kind of fun. AI struggles with Mer-Bots. I guess they're just kind of complex for it to figure out what's going on, but that's all right. We'll get there eventually, but I only use AI to enhance my art and kind of have some fun with some animation and stuff after I built it, after I created it, after I've designed it. You couldn't do this in reverse. You couldn't say, hey, make this in AI and then try to build it. It's just not possible. But finding the pieces, the things I scrap together, and all the trash I collect really makes it fun, and building it and then letting AI kind of take my creation and have some fun with some animations and some cool images and some different poses. I'm working on the head now, and I know I want the head to have some depth to it, so I'm putting different layers. I want definitely like one of those big hats, like the big brimmed warrior hats, like samurai or the war, like they're in Avatar: Last Airbender, the Earth Kingdom. They had these cool big brimmed hats for defense. They use it to block incoming attacks of fire and air attacks and stuff. And so I thought that was really just cool. Like I said, because he's not built for speed, he's built for defense and offense, for fighting. And so I want him to have a cool helmet, and lots of fins. Right now I'm trying to fit. I built a couple motors. I'm fitting on these motors, and because I'm trying to decide. And I built some bigger ones here, and these ones I thought, well, maybe this will be good. So I put these gears together and put these pieces together and made two nice cool ones. And I'm trying to just dry fit them on, find a good place, and it just is not working, because I don't want him built for speed. And it's kind of crowding. If I put it up too high, it crowds his arms. If I put it down too low, they're just too big. It doesn't work. The other two I tried on, I just didn't like them, and so I went back to one of my boxes and found some more gears, and thought, well, maybe I'm just going to build like a little gearbox. And so that's what this is. I built two little gearboxes instead. you know, kind of like transmissions or something. And it just turned out so much better. I cut a gear in half, so when I stick it on the craft foam, it looks like the gear is going into the body. For internal mechanics, it's got a cool little piece and a little gear piece there you see on the end, and it just looks so much better. So that, you know, again, you know, sometimes you just, I tried a lot of things on this guy, and it just did not work, and that's okay. That's part of the fun, and really the great part about scrap bashing, kit bashing is, if you don't like it, you can take it apart and start over. The pieces don't break. You just have to clean up the glue and start over. And so he's looking really cool. I've added some cool curling. I flattened out some hair curlers and stuff for some texture, rib texture on his stomach. I got the transmission gears on his back, and now I'm plating up his arms with craft foam, making some nice plates and armor pieces on his arms, just kind of covering the gaps between some of the beads. And craft foam, again, just, you know, no one used craft foam until Bill taught us, and it's just such a great building material. And who knew? You know, now we got metal plates for forever, and I'm so happy. So as I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, okay, you know, I want to add a few more interesting details. This is a golf cleat, and these golf cleats are really cool looking because they're a big star pattern for gripping the grass, and they just make some cool looking gears. I've used them on a couple builds now. Look at those; they look great. And I've got a few little cool metal designer pieces, kind of like from the charms section of craft stores like Hobby Lobby. They'll have 50% off on some of their charm section, and you get some really cool small detailed stuff that really adds to the build. And oh yeah, now I did like that pumpkin I tried because it had a kind of nice cool fluted look, but then I found this helmet piece, this piece, and I'm just like, this was exactly what I was looking for. It just felt right. The pumpkin is there on the table, you can see it, but it just wasn't doing it for me. When I stuck that on, I'm like, that's him. That's how I want him to be, and that's the piece I ended up using, and he looks really good. And again, it's the profile. You want to make sure the profile looks good. So you got to check it out from all angles. And you see me do this a lot in my videos. I'm really just holding it and looking at it and just imagining its motion and its movement. And am I capturing a moment that looks dynamic? And so I'm tilting the helmet. I'm like, okay, well, how's this going to look? Where is he looking down through the slit? Is he looking up? Is it tilted back? Is it, you know, you just take the time before you glue things down. Like I said, you can break it apart if you don't like it, but take your time. And so now you see I have the wires coming out of the end of his arms. That I kept those long just so I would have room to put the hands on. And I'm just wrapping the wires tightly around the ends of these swords, which are like some decorative ceremonial little knife set, or like some tea or knife set or whatever. Thaladin's pitchfork is a fork from this set. And the tops of these knives make perfect swords. And so I cut them off and just looked fantastic. So they're wrapped on, and I'm going to try to do the hands. I'm going to try to sculpt the hands. I have never sculpted anything before. And I'm going to try and sculpt hands on this guy. So we'll see how I do it. That's a great view of his back. He just is just looking so good. I like the pose with the arms. I think I can still tweak it a little. Well, you can with the armature wire in there without it breaking, which is another reason. Just put wire in. It's just makes it so much better and stronger. But I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to kind of think of an idea. I was looking at him, I go, what else can I add to him that's going to look cool? And I thought, well, it'd be cool if he had a couple of these big pistons, at least on two of the arms, to make his arms just maybe that one of those, the lower arms have a little more power or a little more speed. I don't know. I'm just trying, you're making this up as you go. But that little box of has kind of like some splined rods there, and so they look cool and already have built-in texture, which is really nice when you're collecting parts, you're looking for things that just have cool textures and things, because when you paint it and dry brush it, it picks up all the edges and the highlights and just makes things look just amazing. Again, just one of the fun parts of this hobby is everything I build is one of a kind. And, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I'm totally original, but nobody has another one of something you create, which is one of the best parts of this hobby. So there he is. I'm now, like I said, I really want to load him up with gear, so I'm putting gears on his back and just covering all the empty spaces and just putting them where they look cool, where they look like they're connected, where they would turn and make his arms just geared into his arms, his shoulders, and it's looking really neat. I found this earring, and one of them only, and I'm just gonna play it. I thought it looked cool on the back of his helmet, kind of a decorative war piece, kind of like feathers or something, but these beads. Maybe there's some kind of pearl or something, I don't know. And then I had a brilliant idea. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give him some more armor. I'm going to put some shoulder pads on him. And so I worked for like an hour on filing down these shoulder pads and making them perfect. And I'm like, you know what? They need to sit a little raised. So I got some beads, and I got 2 wooden beads, and I sanded them down flat on the bottom. And, you know, really, look at my junk box. Isn't that bead box great? Little junk box. That's not my bead box. That's my little bits box. But isn't that great? So I'm sanding it down flat so it sits flat on I do have craft foam on his shoulder there. So I glue the little wooden bead on the craft foam. Then I stick the shoulder pads on, and it looks horrible. It looks like just 2 squares sticking up off his arms. It does not look good. So I pop them off, and I'm like, oh, crud. And I try to pull those little wooden beads off, and not a chance. Like Bill said, you stick something to craft foam and it is not coming off. But I can fix it with a sander. So I'm just sanding the bead down almost flush now onto the shoulder. And so it took a while. But again, that's the beauty of, happy accidents in this hobby is most things you can fix easily. And this one I fixed with sanding down the bead pretty flat so that it's a little detail texture, and worked. So now I'm going to sculpt, and man, look at me. I'm almost like a professional YouTuber. I've got my mat out. Look at that. Like every other YouTuber, I put my mat out and I'm mixing my milliput with my overhead camera. Man, look at this. And so here I am. I'm just globbing the milliput around the wire and the sword hilt in his arm in the shape of basically a big Hulk fist, and then just started using some of the tools I have. I don't have a lot of sculpting tools, but I know what everyone uses, dental tools and other stuff, and just kind of formed it and sculpted into place. Next day it's hard, or a couple hours later, and then so I use this drill bit, diamond bit, this engraving bit, whatever it was, to kind of finish putting in the details and cleaning it up. And I am not a sculptor by any means, but I know what a hand looks like, and I think it turned out pretty good. I give myself a 5.7 out of 10 on these hands. For my first hands I ever sculpted. I'm going to cover them with some more stuff so they don't have to be perfect, but they kind of look sausage fingery. They're not the best, but maybe he's wearing gloves. I don't know, but they look like hands, kind of. So, but as my first try, I love that pose right there. That angle is really good. I have to remember that in some of my pictures. But so now that I've got him posed, hands on, I'm going to cover these swords, and going to get our first prime on this guy. I'm just telling you, this was just an idea in my head, and now look at what we have here. This is so cool. I did get that starfish back from Scrap Rat. You see he's on the base now, like I wanted. And I got all the fins on, so he can just maneuver left, top, right, fast, slow. He's got just high maneuverability and geared up for power and speed. And of course, then just priming these guys is so much fun because it all starts to come together. And I'm not the biggest fan of painting, but I'm really starting to enjoy it a lot more. I think you do that as you get better, the more you do it. Because there's a few things I have to repaint, like my tank, my rolling rocket tribute tank is just black, basically. My Vraxlith isn't bad, my big serpent I made, but my painting is definitely getting better. No, scrap rat, he's coming back for that starfish. Oh, we gotta watch that guy. Okay, so here we're jumping ahead, evidently. I think I got carried away. I was so excited, and I dry brushed him with copper and bronze and realized I went a little crazy, so I'm going back, and I think I'm going to hit the plates, all of his plates more metallic. Just make him look, I don't know, kind of tie him in with his spear buddy, the steel plated spear guy. But so I'm kind of hitting his plates, plus the oil wash is going to make it look so good, but it was too much copper. And clearly, I mean, I'm dealing with only 3 colors here, or 2 or 3 colors. I'm not claiming to be any good painter or original or anything. I'm just using metallic speed paints, which is pretty easy, but the oil wash always makes me look like a champ. And so I'm getting that done. Looking at the arms and realizing I definitely want to do something more with the arms. And so it'd be cool if I wrap the arms in kind of like a kung fu wrap, like the fabric wraps they use. So I'm cutting some strips off of I think it's like some kind of antibacterial wipe. It had some really cool cloth-like texture, and so I'm cutting strips on that, and it's really fragile, so I broke it a lot. But I'm just using super glue and wrapping it. I thought about soaking it in Mod Podge and wrapping it, but I didn't. So it breaks, and it broke again. But that's okay because I can wrap it, hit it with a little super glue, and just kind of keep the wrap going, which I did, and it looks great because I'm just going back and forth over it anyways. And so just tapping that back down in this wet super glue I've already got there, and just wrapping it kind of that kung fu wrap. I did want a chain on the bottom arm, but the bottom right arm, I thought a chain would look just pretty, I don't know, rock and roll, metallic, cool, just overkill. So I got a chain wrapped on that arm. And maybe he connects it to his sword and uses it like a chain sword weapon. I don't know, but it's just so cool. And now the oil wash, it's just going to tie everything together. It's just going to look so good. And you can already see it looking there. I think I'm bringing back out a few highlights in some of the rivets right here and some of the metal areas. And that's kind of painting. All really painting is pushing and pulling the darks and the lights until you get to a point you're happy. And sometimes you just have to be done. I don't know if we're all ever happy, but there's AI, stick with AI. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool image, a couple cool images. Let's just spin him around, and he looks good. Okay, well, that's it. Let's close this video. Okay, not bad for a Christmas video. These guys were so much fun to build, and there we go. There's the build, and come on, that was epic. That was good. Big announcement, we're building the Titan. The Titan is coming. So if you haven't subscribed, get on, because you can win one of those, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge, and I'm going to really put a lot into it. And I already said I'm going to give one away, and that's hard for me to give my stuff away. So you don't want to miss it. That's not going to happen a lot. Okay, my next video will be for the new year, a Legends and Lore video for the whole Mer-Bot family. And in that video, I am going to do the build, show the build of the Queen. And this was really fun. I mean, I found that perfume bottle 4 or 5 months ago and talked about making her an octopus Mer-Bot queen, and she just turned out so good. So she's just beautiful and powerful, and we're going to do her video and the legends and lore, talking about the whole Mer-Bot family. So this has been awesome. The legends and lore video is going to be all about these guys. That's going to be good, but that'll be the beginning, kicking off the new year. But I'm not building anything else. It's all Titan from here on out for the new year. So just have a Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you so much. I love Scrap Forge. I love this YouTube channel. I love everything that's happening. This is a lot of fun for me. It's a great place to share my creativity and my talents. And this is my Christmas present, being able to do this and share it with you guys. And let's have an amazing 2026. Online, in person, everybody just be good. Let's all do our best to be our best. We can do that for our Christmas present, for the season. Okay. Love you guys. See you.
Merry Christmas, Title Blow. You big galoot. You look grand. Thaladin, sorry I made you so small. I'll remedy that someday. Look at you, you steel-plated spear wielding great warrior you. You look grand. Oh, your mistress, the queen of the Mer-Bots, in your great skirts, you look great. And a four-armed, typhoon gear-based wielded warrior. You look magnificent. Good to see you. Merry Christmas all. Oh, yes. Merry Christmas, Scrap Rat.